A reading from the Gospel according to Mark, chapter 8, verses 1 to 10. In those days, when there was a great crowd without anything to eat, Jesus summoned the disciples and said, "My heart is moved with pity for the crowd, because they have been with me now for 3 days, and have nothing to eat. If I send them away hungry to their homes, they will collapse on the way, and some of them have come a great distance." His disciples answered him, "Where can anyone get enough bread to satisfy them here in this deserted place?" Still he asked them, "How many loaves do you have?" They replied, "7." He ordered the crowd to sit down on the ground. Then taking the 7 loaves, he gave thanks, broke them, and gave them to his disciples to distribute. And they distributed them to the crowd. They also had a few fish. He said the blessing over them and ordered them distributed also. They ate and were satisfied. They picked up the fragments left over, 7 baskets. There were about 4,000 people. He dismissed the crowd and got into the boat with his disciples and came to the region of Dalmanutha. Words of the Holy Father. Compassion, which Jesus feels, is not simply feeling pity. It's more. It means to suffer with. In other words, to empathize with the suffering of another, to the point of taking it upon oneself. Jesus is like this. He suffers together with us. He suffers with us. He suffers for us. And the sign of this compassion is the healing of countless people he performed. It isn't magic, it's a sign that calls for faith in God, Provident Father, who does not let us go without our daily bread, if we know how to share it as brothers. The miracle of the loaves foreshadows the Eucharist. It is seen in the gesture of Jesus, who, before breaking and distributing the loaves, blessed them. In the Eucharist, Jesus does not give just any bread, but the bread of eternal life. He gives himself, offering himself to the Father out of love for us. But we must go to the Eucharist with those sentiments of Jesus, which are compassion and the will to share.